Have you ever lashed out at someone and later wondered, where did that come from? Or felt an intense jealousy or resentment that didn't quite make sense, even to you? Now imagine this. Deep inside your psyche lives a hidden version of yourself. It's not evil. It's not broken. But it contains all the impulses, emotions, and traits you've been taught to deny, reject, or repress. It's angry when you're told to be calm. It's wild when you're expected to be disciplined. It's the part of you that you've locked away, and yet it leaks out in dreams, slips of the tongue, unexplained reactions, and sometimes even self-sabotage. Carl Jung called this the shadow self, a concept that's both unsettling and liberating. Because what if the key to growth isn't becoming more perfect, but integrating the parts of ourselves we fear the most? Welcome to the unfolding journey, where we dive into the depths of psychology, myth, and personal transformation. Each week, we explore the ideas that shape our inner and outer worlds, from the unconscious to archetypes, from fear to transcendence. If you're drawn to deeper questions and willing to face your own inner contradictions, then you're in the right place. What is the shadow? Carl Gustav Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and founder of analytical psychology, believed that each person possesses a psyche made up of both conscious and unconscious elements. The shadow is a key part of the unconscious, a psychological container for everything we cannot, or will not, accept about ourselves. This includes traits society deems negative: aggression, envy, selfishness; impulses inconsistent with our values or upbringing; hidden desires and motivations; forgotten wounds, traumas, and unmet needs. Importantly, the shadow isn't inherently evil. It is morally neutral. It simply is raw psychic material, much of which is distorted or suppressed due to culture, religion, family norms, or personal survival strategies. Origins of the shadow. How is it formed? From childhood, we begin shaping an identity that aligns with the expectations around us. We learn what's good and bad, what's rewarded and what's punished. The good parts, politeness, obedience, helpfulness, are brought into the light of consciousness. The bad parts, tantrums, rage, greed, sexuality, are banished into the unconscious. This process forms what Jung called the persona, our social mask, and its counterpart, the shadow. As we adapt to fit in, the disown traits accumulate like dust under the rug. But that dust doesn't disappear. It builds pressure, often emerging through projection, emotional outbursts, destructive habits, or unexplained anxiety. How the shadow shows itself. The shadow rarely knocks on the front door of our awareness. Instead, it sneaks in through 1. Projection. One of the clearest signs of the shadow is projection, when we see in others what we can't admit in ourselves. If someone irrationally triggers you, there's a chance you're projecting a disowned aspect of your psyche onto them. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Carl Jung. 2. Dreams. Jung believed dreams were a vital way the unconscious, including the shadow, communicates with us. Shadow figures often appear as threatening strangers, monsters, wild animals, or chaotic scenes that represent aspects of our psyche seeking recognition. 3. Reactivity. Unexplained anger, jealousy, or shame can be shadow elements breaking through. The shadow often comes out when we are not looking, in arguments, moments of stress, or under the influence of substances. 4. Fascination and obsession. Sometimes we are drawn to what we suppress. Shadow work isn't just about fear, it's also about energy. Our repressed traits hold power and vitality. Contrary to popular self-help advice, the goal of shadow work is not to get rid of negative traits. Jung emphasized that wholeness, not perfection, is the path to psychological health. We don't become better by denying parts of ourselves, but by integrating them. Integration is the process of acknowledging, understanding, and making space for the shadow in conscious life. It doesn't mean acting out every impulse, but learning from what the shadow contains. Hidden strengths, authentic feelings, boundaries we've suppressed, creativity buried under shame. By integrating the shadow, we gain energy, clarity, self-awareness, and compassion, not just for ourselves, but for others. Shadow work isn't linear or simple, but there are identifiable stages that many go through. 1. Recognition. You begin noticing patterns, reactions that seem excessive, recurring dreams, or projections that reveal themselves. 2. Reflection. You start to ask questions. Why did I react so strongly? What am I avoiding? What is this feeling telling me? Journaling, dream analysis, or therapy can be helpful here. 3. Engagement. You consciously explore the shadow. welcoming uncomfortable truths, confronting shame, and seeing value in what was repressed. 4. Integration. This is the slow, lifelong process of becoming whole. Integrated traits no longer sabotage. They become part of your conscious strength. Let's take a few everyday examples. Example 1. The nice person. Someone prides themselves on being kind, always putting others first. But beneath that is resentment, fatigue, and suppressed anger. Shadow work might reveal a need to set boundaries, express needs, and accept that saying no isn't selfish, it's human. Example 2. The tough leader. Another person sees vulnerability as weakness. They project their own fears of inadequacy onto others, dismissing them as too emotional. Shadow work here means facing the fear of failure, inadequacy, or emotional exposure, and realizing that strength includes softness. Example 3. The dream chaser. Someone obsessed with spiritual enlightenment may reject their material desires, sexuality, or darker emotions. The shadow lurks here, creating imbalance. True spirituality, Jung would argue, includes the descent into darkness, not just the ascent into light. In a world of curated social media profiles and performative positivity, the shadow is more relevant than ever. We're encouraged to be our best selves. But what happens when that self is incomplete? Ignoring the shadow doesn't just hurt us. It affects relationships, communities, even nations. Much of what we call evil or other in society is the result of collective projection. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. Carl Jung. Here are some practical tools for beginning your own journey into the shadow. Journaling. Write about moments of strong emotion or projection. Ask, what part of myself am I avoiding? Dream work. Keep a dream journal. Look for recurring themes, threatening figures, or symbolic patterns. Active imagination. A Jungian technique where you dialogue with parts of your unconscious, imagining a conversation with a dream figure, for example. Therapy. Depth-oriented therapy or Jungian analysis can offer a safe space for shadow integration. Creative expression. Art, poetry, dance. Any medium that allows the unconscious to speak can reveal shadow elements. It's only negative, false. The shadow includes hidden talents, desires, creativity, and authenticity. You have to fix it. Integration is about acknowledgement, not eradication. It's dangerous. Suppression is often more dangerous. Shadow work done consciously and ethically can be profoundly healing. It's a one-time process. Shadow work is lifelong. Each new phase of life may uncover deeper layers. The shadow is not the enemy. It's the missing half of your soul, waiting to be remembered. In confronting our repressed selves, we don't lose control, we reclaim it. We stop running from what we fear and instead learn to understand it, dialogue with it, and even thank it. As Carl Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. So I ask you, what part of yourself have you exiled? And what might change if you invited it back? Thank you for walking with me through one of the most transformative ideas in Jungian psychology. If you found value in this video, consider sharing it with someone else on the path. And if you're curious about further explorations into archetypes, dreams, myths, and the deep layers of the self, subscribe to The Unfolding Journey. We're just getting started. Click the bell so you don't miss the next step on your inner journey. Cyclone, until next time, keep unfolding.